need to call for anything. Don't do these.
Okay. All right, very good.
Well, folks,
Okay.
welcome back to the George Sansucci Memorial Tournament here, held at Amsterdam Billiards in Manhattan, New York. I'm Upstate Al, sitting in the booth here for Inside Pool Magazine and NYC Grind. And the guest commentator in the booth is Paul Everton.
Hey,
Paul,
Upstate.
welcome aboard.
Hey, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
And this match that we're going to watch right here, you can see the names on the screen. We know Ron Mason. The other one is Koko
Davladze.
Okay, we'll just say Koko.
Yeah, there you go.
Now, this is Koko here?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
He is actually from Georgia, and that's not the state of Georgia. That's actually in Soviet Union. He's a champion over there, and he came over to the States a few years back, and, you know, he's been trying to make a name for himself. Strong player. He's obviously an A player. Ron is a B, and so Ron's getting 2 on the wire, race to 7.
Great.
Ron is an avid pool player, big supporter of all the tours, supports the Tri-State, very big in the Predator Tour. He just won a Predator event a couple months back.
Yeah, I remember that. I saw that on his Facebook. Yeah. I congratulate him.
He's got a lot of heart, and, you know, once you get to know him off the table, he's a really great guy. He looks scary on the table, but that's just him. He's a real nice guy off the table.
Well, we're on the way, and Koko just went in a drink, giving Ron Mason ball in hand. I don't know why Ron is setting up on this side of the 7 ball.
Yeah, I don't know. I would try to play the 3 foul if I were him, unless he's going to try to break out the 2-9.
Oh, maybe the one does go by the 7 here.
Oh, maybe 9. I guess
just
he's
playing a little safe.
Uh-oh. Hopefully he doesn't drop. Uh-oh.
Kind of a two-way shot, huh?
Yeah, exactly. So, Upstate, what is your opinion of the venue over here in the tournament so far?
I'm ecstatic, man. I got here about 6:30 in the morning because I wanted to get a parking spot out front, or else you're not going to get a spot.
Oh, believe me, yes.
And I went for breakfast, and I come back, and, you know, of course, I seen the guys opening up the pool room. But I also seen an enormous crowd of players at that time in the morning, just itching to get in here and get this event going there for George Sansucci. You know, I know Ginky a long time, probably since he's 14 years old. And to see everybody come out, man, this outpouring and the room, the atmosphere in this room is like sitting on the edge of your seat watching a great part of a movie. And we're seeing excellent matches.
Oh, let me tell you, I mean, don't get me started as far as the beauty in playing in New York. I mean, I'm from Jersey, okay? I got to be honest with you, the last pool room that came close to as far as the caliber of players and the type of tournaments that are run, the only 2 rooms that I can think of is, maybe you remember back in the day, West End Billiards.
Oh, sure. You kidding me?
That's when, you know, they used to have their pro event on Tuesday nights. That's when the Tri-States used to have Calcuttas. There was all kinds of stuff that was going on in the sport back then. And then the other room was Rockaway. Back when Davin owned it. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And they used to have their open Wednesday night tournament, I believe. I think it was Wednesday, or maybe it was Tuesday. Could be mistaken.
Well, were you around when we had the Golden Q tournament going on Queens Boulevard? Yeah,
no.
We had some nice prizes there every week on Monday.
Oh, yeah?
So Ron Mason here back at the table, you know, he's just taking care of business at the office. You just got to settle in.
There you go. Hopefully he can get a little off the rail on that shot. He left himself a little bit of a long on-the-rail shot, which is never easy. You just got to stay down, follow through the shot, and he'll come up natural for the 7.
Right, you can want to leave an angle on the 7 this way you get back down to the 8.
Exactly. Nice shot, wow.
He hits it just about 175% perfect.
Yeah, that's it. Make sure you could either leave himself straight on the 8 and roll forward for the side, or draw it back and, you know, put it in the corner. See, he's hit it perfect. That's great.
Now, this is where these 2 games come in big.
Oh, yeah, of course.
You know, we're only racing the 7 here. So now Koko's looking at a 3-0 lead.
Yes.
If Ron Mason gets out here.
Yes.
And the way he tried to kick that 3-ball prior to Ron getting up at the table seemed like he just got down in 1 stroke.
Yes, he did.
You know?
Yeah. He called the shot as the rules dictate. Very nice shot on the 9.
Ron Mason going up here in a race to 7 leads 3-0.
Very nice. And also a little background about Ron is that he's an expert in the computer industry. He actually has his own business. For all you out there that own a small business and want somebody to help program and set up your computers, his website is chipstofix.com. He has his own Facebook page as well, and you could find Ron Mason on Facebook as well, and inquire within about any computer needs.
And nice guy to deal with.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You're talking about fun.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Ron's a lot of fun.
Yeah, listen, I've never seen Ron without a smile. He's always.
Didn't he just get back from Vegas? Wasn't he out in Vegas?
Yes, he was. He was out there in May for the BCA team championship. His team, 2 years in a row, they won the best dressed. As far as the T-shirt competition, their team was the Reservoir Dogs, and they won the contest for the best T-shirts, the best design.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's different.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, he had a strong team out there too. He had a real nice, solid team. It was him, a gentleman by the name of Naldo, David Padilla, who's also in the tournament. Mika was on the team, and I believe Tom Juan also, and Jimmy Martinez.
That's pretty strong.
Yeah, and if I forgot somebody, I apologize, but those are the top 6 that I recall.
Ron pocketing 2 of the wing balls just found their way right into the corner pocket. He's got a shot on the one here.
Yes, he does. Just got to float it in nice and easy. Come run. Oh, okay, decide to go 2 rails, and maybe he'll come under it for a perfect shot.
Nice shot.
Right, there you go. Now he's going to hopefully he can avoid the side pocket scratch, and he'll draw straight back.
More of a finesse draw than actually speed here. You just want the cue ball to crawl back.
Well, he's got to clear the 5. He's got to make sure he clears that 5.
Well, the whole thing is getting away from that side
That's
pocket.
true, too. That's true.
So he's got a finesse draw. It's just more spin than speed.
There you go.
He'll get right by it.
Or maybe he's going to follow it and take the harder shot on the 3. Who knows?
That's too difficult.
You never know.
I can't see him doing it, but there's always that possibility.
That's true. Yeah, see, he followed it up. He didn't like trying to. Oh, he hung it.
See, when you're undecided.
Yeah, that's true.
You got to get up, recompose, do the whole 9 yards, go through the whole routine, then get back down.
Yes.
Now, Koko last time, just one poke, tried to kick the 3 and missed it.
Yep.
We're going to see him shoot left-handed. Didn't he start shooting right-handed?
I think he did. Yes, he did. And he looks like he lucked out on the 3. Got a little bit of a tough cut, but I don't think he should have too much of an issue. But let me tell you, I've seen a lot of guys missing on this TV table. I don't know whether it's the fact that they feel that the TV might get to them, or the lights might be brighter. And because both of these gentlemen shoot out of Amsterdam Billiards, and they are very strong shots. But I was watching their, some prior matches, and I was shocked at some of the shots that they were missing.
I spoke to a couple of amateurs, and they said that it was a little intimidating.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's good, because you got to get used to it.
I agree with you. And especially if you want to take your game to a higher level, you're going to have to get used to the crowd.
What do we got in here? We got 300, 400 people?
Easily.
We got people walking around. The cameras can't bother you. They're standing still.
There you go.
The lights might be a little bit brighter, not too much of a shadow along the rails. I think it's lit up perfect.
There you go.
So they got to get used to this. And Koko seems like he's settling in.
There you go.
Now you got to impress me here, though. He's got a pop shot. He's got to pop this in.
Now, how would you play this? Would you follow this off of one rail, or would you hit it?
Depends on the angle. I don't know how straight in he is.
Maybe he could slow roll it and then just take a...
He's going to pop it. He's just going to try to stop there. See, that's where he had to impress me.
Uh-oh. Is he going to get away with it?
Well, he might have a rail first shot here. Can't tell. Ron might be able to spin the cue ball off the rail, making the 8 and then come back around for the 9. I can't really tell on this angle either.
Right.
But if not, he could always kick it, come from behind and kick it. It's like a one-pocket shot.
There you go.
And leave the cue ball down at the bottom. But you got to play it with enough speed so that the 8 ball will lay up on the top short rail. Looks like Ron's going to get aggressive. He's eyeballing it.
Hey, listen, being up 3-0, why not?
Well, the guy's not spotting you 2 games for nothing. You're playing against a guy that can get out here.
That's true.
And I'm pretty sure he feels it. Oh, he's going to one-rail kick this. Wow.
God bless him.
Go for it, Ronnie.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's see some action here. He's close.
He hit it. He got the hit. He didn't sell out. As long as he can keep cue ball on the table. I think he got away with a safe himself. He answered back.
How about a little coffee with that roll?
There you go.
Huh? That was nice. Now Koko's faced with a 2-rail kick.
Nice. Wow, he's going to stick that right on the top rail, or is he going to go in front of the pocket? Uh-oh.
Speed got him.
There you go. Now, Ron has a tester here. He could either draw it or follow a couple rails around. Whatever he feels comfortable with. Let's see what he does.
He's drawing. Could jam the pocket. He's got to watch.
Oh, wow.
He hit the ball, split the jaws of the corner pocket, but now he's in trouble.
The first rule of thumb is you got to make the ball. That's always the rule of thumb. Take a hard shot if you have to, but if you can't do plan B if plan A doesn't work. Plan A is always pocketing the ball. Sometimes position doesn't come up as well as you'd like, but you got to pocket the ball.
He called the upper right-hand corner of your monitor.
Wow.
He's got to hold Whitey a little bit. He's putting draw on it. Let's see what he does. He could scratch off the other rail if he doesn't hit it right. There's the scratch I was talking about.
Wow.
See, you come off that rail with that drawer, and Ron gives that one on way up.
Yeah, he did.
We got Coker. He's getting up on the scoreboard now.
There you
now
go.
The game of 3-1. Big difference. 4-0 to 3-1.
The one thing I do like in this venue that I notice a lot of tours do, that are starting to do it a little bit more in tournaments, is I do like the fact that you have to call the 9. There is no slop. And because let me tell you, do you know how many times I've watched people just luck in the 9 and, you know, they end up getting credit for something that they didn't really want to do.
But you still have luck factor in
Oh,
9
yeah,
ball.
no,
in
I'm
any pool
of
game, you still got
course.
rolls and you got luck factor, but that cuts some of it out. You're absolutely
course.
right. You got to call your pocket. Now, even if it's obvious, you got to call your pocket, even if
Yes.
it's an obvious shot.
Yes.
Okay, good rule. Good rule.
It just, you know, I mean, unless you establish courtesy from the beginning, you know, I mean, I've seen some people get real tight about the rules. Oh, you didn't call it, and it's point blank. It's only going in one pocket. Give me a break. But I mean,
I
my
don't want to
rule of
mention
thumb,
any names, but I know a few. Yeah,
when I
you're
call,
right.
listen, when I play, like when I go against my opponent, I simply tell them, if it's not a bank, a carom, or a kiss, then you don't really. And if it's only one pocket, you don't have to call it. You know, I mean, as long as, if it's a bank, carom, or kiss, just let me know. That's all. So, Upstate, do you have any Ginky stories that you want to share with the viewers? Do you have,
I shared a couple of them already, but
Did
you know
you?
what? There's so many.
Yeah, I know.
And I can tell you one thing. Out of every one of the Ginky stories, there isn't a bad one there. Okay? I mean, we always had a good time.
You're right about that. One thing I know about Ginky is that, I mean, I didn't have the pleasure of knowing him as long as other people. I've known him around, and he's been around the pool scene, and, you know, but I only just started playing in New York maybe about a few years back, maybe about 5 years ago, and I caught him on the last couple years of his life. But one thing about him that I attest that is really nice is that he was always down to earth, and if he knew your name, he would come up to you and say hello.
Oh, absolutely.
He would
yeah.
never.
Absolutely.
Click his too.
Now playing on table 8, Emily Duddy.
Okay, we're on.
That's exactly the way he was.
Yeah.
He would treat anybody like, you know, they were one of his best friends.
Oh,
he was
yeah.
even better with kids. He was great with kids. He would entertain kids, tell them jokes, teach them how to play pool.
Well, he always called himself a big kid himself, so.
He was. Well, we all are in a sort
Of
of
course. We're pool players.
But Ginky was extraordinary. You know, he would. You know, I don't know whether you guys know it out there, but you know, Ginky went back to smoking. He was originally smoking. He quit smoking. When he quit smoking, you couldn't smoke anywhere around him. His eyes were burning. He was putting in Visine.
Right.
That's when he was super sharp.
Right.
You know, it was all joking around, having a great
Yeah,
time.
of course.
But I mean, when he got to the table, it was him and the table. He didn't see any opponents.
Yeah.
It was him and the table, and that's when he was at his best.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he can break the balls, and if I seen the balls were broken up and there was nothing in trouble, I would bet he was out. I mean, that's how strong he
Yeah, of
played.
course.
I'm talking back
Of
in the
course.
Chelsea days. I'm talking about the Camel Pro Tour. I remember taking Ginky to a couple of the Camel Pro Tours also, and just having a great time. We went to Atlantic City one time. It was me, the Gangster, and Joel. You know, they call him the Professor, right?
Okay.
You know Joel?
I've heard the name. I'm better with faces. If I don't see you at least once or every couple weeks, I'll remember your face, not your name.
This was a time that Ginky You know, he always supported pool.
Oh, yeah,
And
of course.
the girls were playing down in Atlantic City,
Okay.
WPBA. And he says, we got to go. He says, we got to go. So we all jumped in the truck and we took off. Well, Joe Shapiro, I don't know if you know Joe Shapiro. Joel started to explain some kind of roulette system. You know, everybody has these roulette systems and card counting systems, which do exist, but these roulette systems that he was explaining to me, he started out here in Manhattan, and he finished his system, and Ginky and I just listened all the way down. So we get into the parking lot of this casino as Ron Mason pockets another ball there. He goes up 4-1.
Yep.
We get into this parking lot of the casino. Now, mind you, this is almost 2.5, 3 hours. You know, we're on our way down Atlantic City. And he finally finishes his system. Now, Genki and I had no clue what he was even talking about. So what we both said, probably in stereo at the same time, was, Joel, you know what? Let's get inside. We want to see you play your system. And what does Joel say after 3.5 hours? He says, oh, we can't do that. He says, I don't gamble. We just cracked up in the parking lot.
Wow. That's funny.
Joel's a really nice guy. All right, Ron Mason set the break here and does in game number 6.
Moving that 9 towards the eligible corner pocket, because I know the bottom 2 pockets, if it goes in, it has to be spotted.
Track bowling.
Without interfering with any balls around the spot.
Exactly.
7 on table 7.
Okay, he's got a nice layout here. He's just got to just pop this 1 in and pull it back a little bit, not to get snookered behind the 8. Make sure he leaves himself an angle to, you know, float down for the 3, and he should be okay.
Well, he's kind of got the wrong angle here.
A little bit, yeah.
He's got to try to hold the cue ball behind the 8, but have the shot on the 3.
Yep.
He's got to watch that 7 ball. This is a big 7 ball here.
Yes.
If he plays it with an inside English, he might be able to hold it on that side if he nudges the 7, but he's got to slow roll this. I don't like doing that.
Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta let your arm out, because sometimes if you throw too much spin on the ball, you're trusting the table, and different tables roll differently, as we all know.
He's got to get on the other side of the 8 to
Yeah,
get
I knew
the
that
shot.
8 ball was looking mighty big. Now he can either come with a 1 rail or 2 rail kick.
Nelson Marte, Scott Bannon.
Unless he feels like jumping. See what happens.
I like the 1 rail kick, getting behind the left side of the 3 ball and possibly bringing the cue ball over next to the 7.
I think you're communicating him vicariously
Sorta like that.
through the chat. I think he's picking up on this because he did exactly what you said.
Well, not only that, he came out smelling like roses.
Yeah, he did.
Coca coming back up, not liking it.
No.
Can't blame him.
Koga has yet to have a real runnable table, except for that first game that he took 2 games ago. Ooh,
I'm sure Coca's familiar with Staliv, right? Eugene Staliv?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yeah. All right, a little close to the factory work here, but got to play safe. He's got no pocket. It's an easy safe if he goes off the left side of the 3 ball with inside English and spins back behind the 5. But he's just got to feather it. Or behind the 8, anywhere back that way.
He's got to put enough to where he doesn't scratch in the bottom right or the top right-hand pocket. He doesn't want to scratch. But the key is getting it under those balls. You don't want to leave your opponent's sight when it comes to
just move
playing
it
a save.
½ inch. Just feather it.
There you go.
You moved it a little bit more than ½ inch.
Too much.
All right, well, that's why Ron gets 2 on the wire.
There you go.
It's a fair handicap system. I don't know if you guys just signed into this pool tournament, but I was talking with Gail Glazebrook, you know, Tony's rock.
Yep.
And she was telling me that out of 128 matches that they've played so far, that 40 of the matches went hill-hill.
Wow.
Not a bad record for a handicap.
No, it isn't. And
Pretty
can I
strong.
add something on top of that?
Sure.
Can I tell you something that Tony told me when I was over at the table earlier? He managed to put out 128 matches in 5 hours.
In 5 hours, yeah. She filled us in on that. That's unbelievable.
That's a record and a half right there.
Well, that's good. It means everybody's having fun. The tournament's going smooth.
Exactly.
And the handicap system's working.
Right. Exactly.
So if anybody out there in the listening area wants to join the Predator Pro-Am, you can go to www.predatorproamtour.com. And it's a very user-friendly site. You can sign up to play in Tony's events.
Yes. And what nice people they are off the table, too. I mean, Tony and Gail, I mean, like I said, they're true ambassadors of the sport, especially for the New York, for the tri-state area.
No, they're complaining. I'm over there working on it. Don't want me working on it.
Yeah, I know Tony. I know Tony and Frankie.
Yeah.
I don't know, 15, 16 years old maybe.
Oh, wow.
Well, oh, yeah, we go way back. All right, Koko with a little test. You see, you see that stroke? Now, he did that in the very first game. He's kind of frustrated with himself.
Yeah, I mean,
and he's expressing it. It's wrong to do it. You're throwing yourself out of your game. He has to settle down. You said he's an A player or an A+?
Yeah, he's rated an A because he's spotting Ron 2 on the wire, correct?
Yeah, he's out of...
Ron's a B. I mean, he has to be an A.
That's what he did in the first game where he just one poke to 3 ball and missed it. Look, Ron's going to accept these all day long.
He
can do that all day long. It's now 5-1.
Anytime you do that, anytime I have an opponent get upset, it's just practically all I have to do is swing the stick. I mean, they're practically serving the set on a silver platter. You don't really have to do much when they get mad like that. Okay, looks like it's 5-1 now in favor of Mr. Mason, a.k.a. Mason Storm. That was the name of one of his teams, too.
What is it?
Mason's Storms. Yeah, because Tony also runs an amateur 8-ball league out of the city called the NAPL, National Amateur Pool League. And it's run out of a lot of the local bars in the east side of New York City. And it's really successful. He actually started about 4 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, 4 or 5 years ago, and it's picked up. He's got divisions in Brooklyn, in Manhattan, in Queens. I mean, it's really cool. I mean, you play on bar boxes and handicap ratings, and he gives out cash prizes as well as poison cues for first, second, and third place.
Nice tournament.
Depending
Tony
upon
runs classy shit.
Oh yeah, of course.
Couldn't happen to a better person. I got news for you. Tony's a really nice guy. For those of you that don't know Tony Robles, probably one of the greatest players you want to play against.
Yeah, if you ever see him, don't be afraid to go up and say hello. He's very approachable.
Koko actually took a break, and a good time for it. He kind of got disgusted with that last shot. So he took his break. Now this here, I was just going over the scenario.
Mm-hmm.
You see, in a lot of tournaments, this is illegal. You can't practice while your opponent has his time out.
Really?
That's actually illegal right there. But, being that this is an ABC Predator Pro-Am, I guess it's acceptable. But, it's practicing while your opponent's on his break.
Yes.
Your opponent's not practicing, you shouldn't be practicing.
Right. Yeah, I wonder if they're going to have that, if those same rules are going to apply for tomorrow when the pros come. If they're going to have that, or are they going to allow them?
I think with the pros, they won't allow them to practice while their opponent's on a break. They're not supposed to anyway.
Right.
And they know it.
Yeah. Well, because a lot of the major events, like you said, they don't allow that to happen.
Right.
So.
Ron playing a little Mike Massey pull there, finger pull, knocking in the 5-ball like we didn't see him. We got him. I mean Ron, right? I said Mike. Ron.
There you go. Yeah, he's looking good out there, though. I got to be honest with you. I may be going out on an Alan Hopkins prediction, like you know how Alan makes his predictions.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to pick Ron as the favorite in this match.
Well, from here, yeah. From here, you got a pretty good bet. Boy, don't go out too far on a limb. Gee whiz.
That's why I said Alan Hopkins, because Alan Hopkins always makes his predictions when there's 3 balls on the table.
Yeah, he's going to go out on a limb when he's got that 9-ball in hole. Yes. Know him well.
Yeah, for a little history about myself, I actually live and went to school in a town where he and his son grew up. For all those people that probably don't know, I don't usually put it out there a lot, but Alan Hopkins
it's out there.
Yep, they went to Cranford. They grew up in Cranford. I went to high school with his son, Alan Jr., and he lives down in North Carolina right now. We still remain friends to this day.
Good.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
every
Both
time
nice people.
Oh
Both
yeah, every
very
time
nice.
I went to I go to Valley
The
Forge,
Expo?
I always go up to his booth.
How'd you like the last expo?
I'll be honest with you, I didn't go this day. This is the first
Oh,
year
okay.
in a long time, but I've heard mixed reviews about it.
Yes,
I got to be
there was
honest with
mixed
you.
reviews.
They the lighting, from what I heard, was the biggest complaint. It seemed like the lighting was a little off in some areas, but I mean,
I was talking to senior and junior at the end
Okay.
of the night, the first night, and they said there are glitches. You know,
Yeah.
it's that first time they had it in that big, looked like an airplane hangar. It was a warehouse.
yeah,
And they will straighten everything out. Now I heard through the grapevines that it's going to be at a different place now.
coming to Jersey.
Coming to Jersey, yeah.
2013, it'll be in Edison, New Jersey,
Yes, that's what I heard.
if I'm not
Convention
mistaken,
Center.
Yes, thank you.
That's where it's going to be.
Yep. So that's going to be nice. I don't have to book a room. I can make day trips.
There you go.
Yeah, Edison is only about, for all those that don't know Jersey too well or maybe not familiar, Cranford is only about 15 minutes down the Garden State Parkway.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I live exit 137. Edison is 131.
Beautiful.
So, it's a little 10-minute, 15-minute drive depending
I'm
on
sure
traffic.
there's a lot of people out here on the internet don't know. We have people tuning in from all over the world.
Well, they got to come visit.
They're
I
all,
mean, let
oh,
me
yeah,
tell you.
I would love everybody. Well, you know what? To show the support and just tuning into the stream
Oh, yeah.
and showing the support for this tournament is really nice of everybody to tune
Oh,
in.
most
like that,
definitely.
you know?
Most definitely.
And I know Dave Pro 9 out
Okay.
there in Europe, you probably tuned in. I'd like to shout out to you, Dave, out there on the internet.
There you go. And I also want to say hello to a buddy of mine that I met through the internet also, who's, I don't know if he's online now. You know Steve Kurtz?
Of course.
Okay. Kurtz, how are you, buddy? This is Paul Everton, and you know my on-screen name. I'm not going to say it, but he knows my name. I'm not putting that out there just yet.
Steve is out there.
Yeah. But hopefully you're enjoying the stream as well. And
Actually, he's moderating the chat room, if I'm not mistaken, and would like to say thank you to everybody out there that's pitching in.
oh, cool.
I know we have a great crowd on the chat room because I've been on there many a times with Inside Pool and other pool tournaments going on. Steve Kurtz is lending a hand. And
Good.
of course, when Heather gets home, she's usually lending a hand just as well.
Nice. And also a little tidbit. Let's keep it friendly in the chat. Don't, let's not player hate too bad. Because, I mean, after all, it's tough being out here. I mean, because I was following the chat at Turning Stone a little bit. And, I was listening to your commentary as well. You were in the booth with Danny DiLiberto.
Yes.
And Devil Dave as well.
Yes.
And, it seems,
Fun.
sometimes, oh yeah, it's definitely fun, but sometimes the chat can get a little,
We don't monitor
little
the chat.
vicious.
You see, like we're doing now, we're not monitoring the chat.
Okay.
Well, sometimes we do. We open up the chat and monitor, but other tournaments like the Turning Stone, we do not monitor the chat whatsoever.
Oh,
we have no
okay.
clue what they're saying. We're basically concentrating on the match at hand.
There you go.
And it always turns out to be fun that way.
Yeah, no, of course, as it should be.
Did Koko take off for, what'd you say, he was from Russia?
Yes, actually, he's from the province is called Georgia.
Georgia?
Yeah, and because obviously the Soviet Union is no longer,
Right.
together, so each country, each province is its own division now, and Georgia happens to be one of the provinces, and that's where he's from. And he was telling me earlier that he's a champion.
He's back.
Okay, good.
And guys, when I switch cameras, if you've seen the camera start to rock and roll a little bit, it's because Alvin is constantly out there tuning things in and leveling things out. So I
Trying to make it better for everybody.
Yeah, I just try to stay off that camera for now. So we're going to stick with this view until he gets done with the opposite view of the table.
And then we also got expert camera people via William Fuentes from WilliamFuentes.com. He's a local favorite and takes beautiful pictures. If you ever get a chance, people, you want to see some great pictures of the New York pool scene in Amsterdam, go to WilliamFuentes.com.
He gets me hungry, man.
Oh,
He
gosh.
takes pictures of the most beautiful
Yes,
dishes
he
you
does.
see, and you're sitting up, and it's 12 o'clock midnight, and you're saying, wait a minute, do I get out here and try to go find a restaurant? He takes pictures of some food, just makes me want to,
I know.
my mouth
It's salivating.
salivating.
Right?
Yeah,
There you
it's just
go.
unbelievable. And what do I got open at 2 o'clock in the morning by me? Up by me, the only thing we got is cows, so I got to run to a Taco Bell. I'm not doing that.
Uh-oh.
Nothing wrong with Taco Bell,
No,
don't get
nothing
me
wrong
wrong.
at all. But if
love
it's
to
the
have
only
them.
thing available, your variety is very limited.
Yeah. After seeing the food that he comes out with,
Right.
oh, God.
And then we also want to thank Jerry Tarantola from NYC Grind, who is always on top of the action with shots, games.
Snoop T.
There you go. Is he going to get a rail? He got a rail on that one. Okay.
And he pocketed the 5-ball.
Yeah, but
Got a
you
roll.
can
He waved
see the
his hand.
frustration as he waves his hands.
Well, that's one of the ways of just saying I'm sorry.
That's
you
true,
get that
too.
a lot from Three Cushion Billiards. You'll see a lot of Asians. They'll bow their head saying
There
they're
you go.
sorry or wave their hand.
Okay.
And just the late Sang Lee, very good friend of mine. Any of them, they all did the same thing. Okay, and back.
That doesn't look too bad.
And back to the match, 5-1. Koko got a little frustrated on his last game, getting bad on the 9-ball. Just took a break, hopefully blew this off. This goes in the hole, I'm looking for him to explode. It didn't go in the hole, thank God. I was ready to head for the hills.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been a good sight. Although, I got to be honest with you, like I said, I know both gentlemen. I'm really surprised to see Koko get frustrated like this. He's very usually calm under pressure. He doesn't lose his cool very much. And
Maybe the atmosphere, the lights, the cameras.
It's something.
Could be. I mean, besides 300 people walking around.
Yeah, there you go. And 2 million on the site plus, 2 million plus. Nice shot.
Pocket that nice, but his position is horrible, and he's not happy with it.
No.
You know, he goes for the bank. He comes right back for the 9-ball.
There you go. Nice. Wow.
But he shot it with frustration. He might overrun it.
Now he's on the 50-yard line, as they say, right?
Well, if the banks are open on Saturday, and he's going to back cut this right into the corner pocket. He's frustrated. 9,000 miles an hour, folks.
Wow.
And he missed it. Very unhappy.
No. But you can't give up. That's the whole thing. Let me tell you. There's times when you can play bad and still win, and play great and still lose.
I think
it happens.
what it is, I think it's knowing that he's on stream live and not getting perfect pinpoint position.
True.
You know, is getting the best of him.
Right.
We were talking about that, Scotty Bannon and I. If Koko was just left with the 9-ball shot that he just had, because Ron left it for him, he would be more than happy to get up there and do it. But since he got bad, that just blew his cool, man. You know, the percolator just started bubbling.
There you go.
Now, Ron can go for this. I like playing the 9-ball right between the two counters at the bottom of your monitor and bringing the cue ball up on top of the table.
Hitting the cue ball with middle right and just thinning the outside of the 9 and send it in. Send one to the North Pole, one to the South Pole.
There you go. Well, let's see what Ron. It looks like he might be going for this bank.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Called it.
I mean, he's up 5-1. What do you got to lose? Listen, the old saying goes, if the shot is just as hard as the safety, go for the shot.
What do you got to lose? He loses this game, and Koko's breaking, possibly run out the next game. Now you're looking at a 5-3. But right now the score is only 5-2 in favor of Ron Mason. We're coming to you live, folks, from Amsterdam Billiard Club here on 11th Street and 4th, or 3rd, or between 4th and 3rd. I think it's on the corner of 4th, isn't it?
Yes.
And you are watching the 2012 George Sanssouci Memorial Tournament. Ron Mason versus Koko. I'm not going to say his last name because I know I'm going to mess it up.
Davladze. There you go.
And this is a stream coming to you live between Inside Pool Mag and NYC Grind. The great J.R. Calvert down there in Florida paying attention to the stream. And we got to update this score to 5-2.
Nice break. He pockets the 2 on the break in the corner pocket. Looks like he might have a shot on the 1. Oh, he pushed out. Now, I would give this back, only because the 6 and 7 and 9 are tied up. There's no benefit to taking the shot. Plus, floating across the table, you're going to stick yourself with a 3-5 combo. I mean, it's cool that he wants to be daring, but I would give it back. See, and that's the smart decision.
But now if Koko comes to the table and happens to hit the top of the 6, and gets position on 3, he still has no shot. He's faced with a 3-5 combination that's 2 foot away from each other.
There you go.
So there was nothing. You're right. The best thing to do was to give it back.
You get a roll. Ron can see the one, but he doesn't have a pocket for it unless he wants to go and real
roll up.
Acute cut on the right upper right-hand corner.
I would roll up behind the 3 or the 5.
Definitely.
Put him under the gun. Water. Thank you. All right, nice shot. Ron come with a nice shot. I don't think he left him the whole ball, but he might have a piece. All right, he's going for the 2-rail kick anyway. 1-rail kick. Wow.
Thinned it nice.
His name has just been changed from Coca to Gillette. He sliced that real thin.
Now Ron has a nice 1-rail kick. Now, from this angle, I don't know. Maybe it's a little out on the limb. 6-ball might fire in the side. Does it look like that to you? Or
there's a lot of possibilities. I'm looking for Ron to smack this in a 9-ball going in a side pocket somewhere. I'm looking, there's 6 pockets on his table. He's not smacking it.
No. And he's going to leave. Oh, he didn't leave much of a shot. He lets Coca a safety opportunity.
I like the way Ron held his temperature there and kept it down low.
Ooh. Very nice cut. Yeah, the important thing that Coca's got to do is keep his composure and try to do his best to get back into this game. All is not lost, especially at this level. None of us are pros. Anything can happen. I've seen guys that are on the hill up 6-2, 6-1, and they lose 7-6.
Yeah.
Because they think that they have it in the bag.
I love those
and they
matches.
Get careless.
I don't like to see somebody lose like that, but you know what? I love those matches because the excitement comes into play. You get everybody's tuned right into it. The fans that are around the area start gathering around the table.
Oh, for sure.
And it's electricity. All right, Ron, going to 2-rail this 3-ball. Hopefully the cue ball go back around by the 5. It didn't.
Look at that. Almost on the side. Gave him a shot. At least he didn't sell out. At least he didn't give up ball in hand.
On table 18, Capo and Daniel D'Agostino.
Well, this is just like ball in hand.
Get 3 on 8, table 18.
There you go. Comes up. He's going to maybe come 2 rails for the 5 with middle right-hand spin.
I don't think
or
the
bottom
6.
Right-hand
He's
spin.
looking at it now. If the 6 goes past the 9, he can get there. If not, he can play the short side and spin the cue ball out of the right-hand corner.
There you go.
Looks like he might be just playing it long, so the 6-ball probably goes in the corner.
Okay.
Overran it, unless he underran it. Oh, he played it pretty good. If he was playing for that corner, yeah, absolutely. He probably played it that way.
See, one thing that I can say, being that I'm an amateur also, is that we envision what the pros would normally be able to execute. But the only difference between, well, there's a lot of differences, but is our execution is not always on point. We vision the shots and we would like the cue to do certain things, but now whether we can execute it and make it,
it's called seasoning.
Exactly.
It takes time. It'll all come together.
Players once again.
But hindsight is always 20/20, and I've yet to miss a shot from the sidelines.
He's getting right on top of this 9-ball. He doesn't like it. I'm looking for him to one-poke this bank. That's what he does.
Wow, 50 miles an hour around the world. Look at this.
Tomorrow morning at 10 a.m.
Wow.
Not happy.
And if you're still undefeated at the end of today, you'll come back tomorrow at 2 p.m. Also tomorrow, starting at 12 noon, will be the Open Pro event. And all 2 events go all 3 days to Monday.
Thank you.
We do have George Yankee Santucci Memorial T-shirt for sale and a wristband.
And he's got to calm down and just concentrate on making this ball. And he does.
Looks good.
Ron Mason reaches the hill.
Yes, he does.
And part of the proceeds are going to the American Breast Cancer Foundation.
Can you hear me when I drink out of this? Or no? I do want to make sure. I'm muted.
And the raffle we have which has a very nice Predator cue that was custom made for Tony Robles. It's a $1,200 Predator cue.
Okay, Ron
There are
fit to
other
break.
items in it. There's some clothing.
Maybe you can end this and put the 9 in one of the eligible other 4 pockets. See what happens.
Tickets for the raffle are 2 for $5 or 5 for $20. You can see any of the tournament directors at the tournament desk, and you don't have to be here on Monday to claim your prize as long as you put your
Look where the 2-ball is.
Yep.
On the raffle ticket.
He's playing.
He's supposed to just play the 1.
But now, truthfully, being on the down, hill to 2, that's exactly what I was going to think. He's going to push. See, he should have pushed and left, at least a tougher shot and forced the run. But he obviously shot that like he's frustrated and he gave up. Followed the cue ball right in.
Ball in hand.
Yep.
You know what you do to a player when they're frustrated like this? You lock them up safe again. And if they don't kick it, then they're really starting to get frustrated.
That's funny.
It's all part of the game.
There you go. Now let me ask you something, Al. I don't think I've ever heard your opinion about this, but I often, during Turning Stone, I saw a lot of opinions in the chat about this, and I always want to hear what people have to say. Jump cues, for or against? Be honest with me.
From Earl's point of view, no jump cues.
But I want to see
From
Al's
my point of view,
yes.
I would say jump cues are
Yeah,
allowed.
I agree.
They make them for a reason. There's a market out there. Why wouldn't they allow jump
Exactly.
cues? I think it's all part of the game. Whatever
And it
you
is
can
an
come up
acquired
with.
skill. You still have to learn it just like you would have to learn a kick.
It's another tool.
Exactly.
I think it takes a little excitement when somebody rips out a pogo stick and gets out there and wants to jump a ball, makes it and draws back.
Right.
But you got your difference of opinions like in anything else.
There you go.
Wow.
Oh.
Speed kills.
Ron's shooting very comfortable right now. He's going to go for stuff that normally I don't think he would go for, but like I said, look at the score.
Koka's just opening up his arm. He's going to see if he can run a game, at least make it respectable. But he's went in a drink.
Wow.
He's frustrated. I'm looking for him to shake hands with Ron at one point, whether it's the 5 or the 6 ball. He said, just get this over with.
Yeah. I bet the stream is going wild with this. I'm sure they got a lot to say about this one. I would like to apologize on behalf of the stream for this match because I'm sure there's this isn't one of the more exciting matches that we've streamed, considering that it wasn't a tight match, but still it's good to watch Ron play and watch Ron do good.
Ron said to me before the match starts, he says, if I lose this match, I don't want a copy, but if I win it, he says, I want a copy. So he's got to definitely, he's on the verge of getting a copy.
Are you kidding? Not only is he going to make a copy, he's going to want a copy, he's going to make copies and send them out as Christmas cards. He's going to give them out to everybody. His 15 minutes.
I like his enthusiasm.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Like I said, he's rarely without a smile.
Uh-oh. Watch this get behind the 9th just to put the wooden spike.
Uh-oh. Koko, at least he's smiling. He saw a smile on his face. But, I'm going to say, look at him smiling. Hopefully he can, not bang the ball 100 miles an hour.
Okay, Koko puts another beat on his side of the board. It's now 6-3. Ron Mason on the hill.
And as everybody knows, it's rack your own, winner breaks. And to remind everybody of the rules that are watching, that the 9 does not count in the bottom 2 corners. However, it is pocketed in the other 4 pockets. It does count on the break. And you can break from anywhere behind the string. I know with one of the other tours that are in the area, they only break from within the box. So with this particular tour and this tournament, you can break from anywhere you want.
Ooh. Now
That
this
looks
is,
like the rack you would give your opponent, not yourself.
that's a rack your own, right? Boy, just nothing going Coco's way.
Wow. Am I doing all right?
Oh yeah, Paul.
Oh, you can hear me?
You're the man. I hear it all, man. I got it all.
Hey, it's all the pink shirt. It's all the pink.
Now playing on table 4, Eddie Combs, Ron Davladze. Ron, you get 1 on 7, table 4.
This is a big game.
Yeah.
You know, if Koko can win this game, he's going to put the heat on Ron.
Yeah. I mean, you know, make it 6-4 and you're breaking, and 9 goes in, it's 6-5, anything can happen. You know, and then you're only within 1 from being down 6-2.
Just winning one game. If Koko could win this game here, I'm looking. I don't know how Ron. I'm not going to say he's going to fold, but it does put pressure on him.
Oh, yeah. No, we'll have ourselves a match. I would like to see it become a little tighter.
Yeah, like Hill.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, sorry,
You're right.
Eddie Combs and Ron
You're in it to win
Davladze,
it.
we have to get that table back to the house. You'll be the next table out, sorry.
Koko's saying to himself, well, he missed the one and left me jammed up again.
Yep. As you can see him shaking his cue.
Watch the hit.
Uh-oh. What's he gonna? Oh, he's
Just
gonna try
gonna-
to masse?
Yeah, just
Uh-oh.
he didn't do it.
No. He opened everything up. Look at this.
Game over. Fourth.
Oh.
There you go. Koko
Yeah.
concedes, and I can't blame him. There was an easy 2-9 combination.
I was like, wow, is Ron gonna have to shoot this? Wow.
Ron Mason.
Ron
defeats
Mason,
him.
ladies and gentlemen, coming out on top 7-3 against Koko Davladze.
I like that. I might get used to that after a couple of years. I can't get used to it right now.
Yeah, you're gonna need to buy a vowel.
Yeah, get that right.
Yeah, this is exciting. Upstate Al, this is my friend Tom Malone.
Hi, Tom. How are you? We're still on the air here. Well, Paul Everton.
Yes.
Is that your name?
Yes.
What a pleasure to have you in the booth. I mean,
Oh.
you've been more than exciting. I'm sure a lot of the viewers out there had a great time.
Oh,
and we'd like
definitely.
to have you back, and we'd
Yeah.
like to have you do some more matches. Absolutely.
Hey, listen, as long as I'm staying in the tournament, I'll stick around, you know?
Yeah, there you go.
I appreciate you having me. It was definitely an honor. This is my first
Well,
time doing all this.
Listen, since you're going to be still in the tournament and you're going to get the cash, you know, we can have a dinner or something. We'll go out for dinner when you get win it.
Deal.
All right, Paul. Good having you aboard.
All right, you too.
Thank you, sir. Take care.
O'Callahan and Manny Stamaticus.
And folks, we'll be right back with another match. We're just going to line it up and find out who's out.
What do I do with this?
Be right back.